So welcome everyone. My name is Qyinndolyn Jegede. I am your facilitator for today. I am a CCSD teacher. I've been in the classroom for about 10 years, and I also did K through 12 at CCSD. So I can tell you some stuff. I've been around a little while. Okay. Let me give my disclaimer. Although I work for CCSD, I am my own individual, and I do not speak on behalf of CCSD or any other entity that I belong to. What you are getting is Qyinn. Okay? So this is kind of how our agenda is going to go. I am going to skip through a lot of slides due to time. If you want to take a picture of something, or if you would like to say something, just say it. Okay?
We'll also send out all the slides.
Yes. Like, just raise your hand, say it out loud. I'm okay with that. Okay? So here are our norms. Please be respectful, be mindful of others, and take care of yourself if you need something. First of all, my understanding that everybody in here wants to become a teacher or is somewhere in a classroom. Thank you for wanting to be a teacher. They'll say, oh, it's a thankless job. Let me be one of the first to say thank you. Okay? It is not easy. It's going to get rough sometimes. You're not going to like it every day. It's going to be days when you don't want to go to work. I have those days a lot. It's okay. Okay? Let me tell you a lie that they always tell you. I'm going to tell you now. Put the children first. That's a lie. Put yourself first. If you are not good, you are not good to anyone else. So if you need to take a break or if you need to say pause, do that. Okay? We're not going to make the restorative justice circle. So I want to open with this quote. This was written by some of my classmates. I got permission to share. Schools can be sites of healing and transformation, or they can be sites of trauma. Education can be medicine, or it can be poison. Teachers can be healers, or they can be oppressors. So take a moment and think about, where were you like? At 13 to 15, maybe 12. Just think about it. Everybody's shaking their head. Everybody's like, oh my God. Oh. Some of y'all, that was 5 minutes ago. For some of you, it was a long time ago. Okay, but think about it. So do me a favor, as a collective group, take a breath. I'm doing my UNLV. Okay. When you think about black female students, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? Don't say it, think about it. Bring it to your thoughts. Now that you have gathered your thought, think of why you feel this way. Did anyone or anything, situation or experience influence or have an impact on your point of view? So one thing I like to do is give vocabulary words. I'm an English teacher. Implicit bias occurs automatically and unintentionally. It affects judgments, decisions, and behaviors. One thing that teachers fail at is not checking their biases. Think about it. We expect for our students to leave whatever's going on in their lives at the door, but we don't do the same. Whether you want to accept it or not, your personal values and your implicit biases inform the way you teach and treat students. While you are going through your trainings, you'll hear a lot about growth mindset, fixed mindset, deficit thinking, What I have learned in my K through 12 journey and in being a teacher in CCSD, if you don't come in with this mindset, you end up adopting it. A lot of times unknowingly. Deficit thinking refers to the notion that students of low income, racial minorities fail in school because of the students. Their families have internal deficits that thwart the learning process. This is due to having limited education, unmotivation, and inadequate family support. So what I did, Morgan called me. She said, girl, I need you. I said, what you want? She said, I need you to come talk to some teachers. I said, you sure? And she gave me the information about the speaker that we had earlier. She was just so fabulous. She was all up in my business. And I was not, I was like, oh, you all up in my stuff. So I had to think about what I wanted to say, what I wanted to do. And I said, well, you know what? Instead of centering what I think, I'm going to ask the students. So I literally, because I just found out about this last week, walked around the school with a clipboard and a piece of paper. I said, come here. You, come here. I'm in class. Can I have this one, this one, this one, this one? Tell them to come here. You're not in trouble, I promise. I need to ask you a question. And I asked them, I said, what do you wish that your teachers knew about teaching you as a black girl? And they were like, what? What you mean, miss? Nobody's ever asked me that. I don't even know what to say. That was a problem right there. Because we stay making up stuff that students don't say instead of asking them. So this is what they said. Feel free to stop. I'm not going to read every single one. So feel free to stop, say what you think. The first one I always talk about because I lived it and my daughter is living it right now as a kindergartner. My name is Qyinndolyn with the Q. I have been called Quintella, Qyinndala, Qyinndalisha, Gwendolyn. I'm like, you ain't see that whole Q in front of my name? Or when the teacher stands in the class and they're going through the attendance and they get to your name and they go, how do you think that makes students feel? There's a lady at the pickup line when I go to my daughter's school that I want to beat up every day. Because I'm tired of her. Because she keeps messing up my baby's name. My baby has a traditional Yoruba name. My husband is Nigerian. Her name is Oluwadarsemi. She has 13 letters in her name. I have 10, so I don't feel sorry for her. And they say, they call my baby everything except for her name. And I had somebody look at me in my face and say, did you just take vowels and put them together? I'm never going to be able to learn her name. It's going to take me all year. Why? That's her name. Can I just call her Olu? Well, baby medicine, can I just call her Olu? It's not Alu. It's Olu. Can I just call her Olu? No, you cannot. So my poor little 5-year-old is in school correcting people every day. My name is Oluwadarsemi. Can I call you this? No. My name is Oluwadarsemi. Names are important. Whoever named you what they named you because that's what they wanted your name to be. Why do we as teachers get to decrease the meaning of one's name? That is my name. Unless I change it, my parents were calling me this before I was born, and it's the name that's going to be on my tombstone. So why do you get to take away from that? That is my very identity. Do you hear me? Ain't nobody saying nothing. You got to talk. Okay? And so it hurts me to hear this lady say, Daria? I'm like, ma'am, I just told you her name was Dara 2 seconds ago. And my baby heard it over the radio, and she got in the car and she said, that lady messes up my name every day, mommy. When I heard her say Daria, because I gave her the short version, I was like, are you serious? She's 5. She's 5. Okay? Here's some more. How about they don't touch my hair? Anybody ever had their hair touched? Hold on, raise your hand up. Raise it up higher. That's tough, huh? Can I borrow you? Can I borrow your hand? Has anybody ever done this to you? Does it go away? Oh, suck the air out. How short is your hair? Do you have to wear your hair like that? Why do you have to wear braids all the time? Oh, you did something to your hair. I didn't know your hair was that long. Ma'am, you just saw my hair in 2 Afro puffs yesterday. I came in with some hair all the way down here. You saw the difference between yesterday and today. Why not just say your hair is pretty? Y'all hear me? Okay. Sometimes your compliments are really microaggressions and they really hurt. The thing they used to, oh, come on, y'all got to drill right now. Jeez, Louise, Mr. Driller. You are so articulate. Ooh, for a black girl, that used to burn me up. What do you expect for me to be? Like Rachel Gentile? Does sound in a certain way make me more closer to white? Is that why her testimony was not believed? Because she didn't sound like a white person? Because she showed up fully as herself, trilingual, and said what she said? Because when I watched it, I understood everything she said, exactly how she said it. I knew what she was saying. I watched them do that girl so bad, it burned me up. Because it doesn't sound like the way you want it to sound like, because her culture is not important to you. She knows more languages, I guarantee you, than every attorney in the room. That holds value. Being bilingual is valuable. Being trilingual is valuable. But it wasn't valuable that day or those days. Why? Sociolinguistics matter. When you overcorrect my speech when I say ain't, it's isn't. You telling me that my grandmama is wrong. That's how my grandmama talks. Are you going to tell me my nana is wrong? My nana know everything. If I didn't know AAVE, I wouldn't understand none of the elders in my family. Mississippi born. I don't turn it on and turn it off anymore. I refuse to code switch. It's exhausting. You get what you get. That is one of the worst microaggressions that teachers commit. Don't tell me my language is wrong. This is the language that you want me to learn. I know how to write it. Now, we're in a day where they write in text, right? We get the text language. That's not what we do, right, as we teach English. But I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because you said ain't. I'm just not. Because that's a part of your culture. That's part of who you are. I'm not going to take away parts of who you are to make you assimilate into a system. That ain't for you to begin with. But it's a system that you have to survive in. Do you hear me? Okay. My personality ain't no attitude. Just because I'm loud don't mean I'm bad. Just because I'm emotional doesn't mean I have behavior problems. When your husband make you mad or your girlfriend make you mad, how do you act? Are you going to say, oh, you really hurt my feelings today? No. I'm probably going to say, you shut up. Get away from me. Don't talk to me. I heard that one. Okay? Sometimes it doesn't come out like how you want it to come out, but they're kids. You're talking to a 12-year-old. A 12-year-old is going to act like they're 12. You can't expect a 12-year-old to act like they're 20. They're not there. Okay? Just because I might I'm processing. Don't I have the right to have processing time? But because my hands are on my hips is wrong. Who taught you that? Who told you that it's wrong? These are the questions that we need to constantly be asking ourselves when we're dealing with our kids. This is the one that got me, who treat me like you treat the white girls. I got that a lot. What does that mean? Treat me like an equal. So in our students' eyes, being treated like a white person is being treated as equal. But I can guarantee you that a white person don't want to be treated like a black person. But we're going to get there. Let me move on. I'm not angry. Everything I say, because I say it with power or passion, doesn't mean I'm angry. Okay? I'm not ghetto. I got that one the most. I said, what is this ghetto? What does this mean? That I'm not loud. That because I express myself a certain way doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. So we really have to think about what we are seeing, what we are being taught, what is systematically in place that makes us automatically think that most of the things that little black girls do is wrong. It's deviant behavior. It's disrespectful. But when somebody on TV with blonde hair does it, it's fine. Okay? Ghetto. But when a high-name brand sells these for $40, I got these for $1. But when a high brand person sells them for $40, now they're not ghetto. My braids are ghetto in my head, but when Kim Kardashian wears them, they're boxer braids. Now they're a fashion statement. But I'm seen as ghetto. If I wear tennis shoes and, 90s type of clothes, I'm seen as a miscreant, or I'm being ghetto. But now when it walks down a runway, it's high fashion. It's a problem. Okay? Here are some more. Y'all don't want to talk? Y'all not talking. Y'all want to talk? Okay. I went over some of these already. I'm balancing a lot. I had a student tell me that she had to grow up fast. I said, what does that mean? She's like, I take care of other people. I've been taking care of other people. Then my older cousin, she took care of me. And I said, well, when have you ever been able to be a child? She said, I haven't. So when you're taking care of other people and you have to be an adult and you have to walk other kids to school and you have to balance this and be a kid in school, you can't really turn it off. That's a turn off. Have you ever had somebody in your life tell you talking to me like you're talking to your students? Have you ever had like a spouse or somebody say that to you? Stop talking to me like you're talking to your kids. You can't turn it off either. So how do you expect the kid to do that? Here are some more. Some of these I've addressed already. These are from the adults. Respect is a two-way street. Okay? You can't talk to kids any kind of way and treat them any kind of way and think they're not going to know. They know if you like them and if you don't. They know. And guess what? You're not going to like them all. They're not going to like you either. And guess what? That's okay. That's the world we live in. Why are you not going? Go. Okay? Some kids can't stay after school for help because they have to take care of others. You know, that almost kept me from graduating. That was mine. The teacher wanted me to stay after school, not because I had to take care of others, but because I had to go to church. I had to do student council. Okay, me and my sister ran. The way the bus system ran back then was different. I rode the bus with my sister, and we walked home together. I can't stay after school with you for 2 hours to go over an essay. I got stuff to do. I got to sing in the choir at church on Sunday. I got to make choir rehearsal. But I had a teacher literally almost stop me from graduating. That's what she told me. You never came after school for help. I said, well, my daddy works. He can't pick me up after school every day. I have to catch the bus to go home. But you know what? I did not have anybody. At my school, I went to Las Vegas Academy to advocate for me. Nobody took the time to get to know me or asked me how I was doing. I was the senior class president, and I was not going to graduate because of this one teacher and the assistant principal. I was stressed. Can you imagine having to plan all the activities for senior week and you may not get your diploma? You know what that teacher said in my parent-teacher conference? I assumed you were from a single-parent home. And both of my parents were sitting right there. And my daddy almost lost his mind. He said, what? What make you think that? She just assumed that because I was a black girl. You said I got 10 minutes?
Now it's like 9.
Okay, good. I say these things to say this. Some of these were my experience. These are literally what the kids said, but I like to share my experiences. I had a teacher assume because I grew up in the hood that I was poor. And they treated me like that. I was in the 3rd grade. And I can't remember what the teacher said, but it was something very foul. And I heard the teacher tell another teacher, I'm renting my house. And I was like, I got something for you. Next time you say something mean to me, I got you. And sure enough, she did it. And I looked at her and I said, ma'am, my daddy can buy your whole neighborhood. And I heard you say you were renting your house. My house is paid for. Why would a 3rd grader have to say certain things to an adult? Why is it that based off of my zip code, you are making an assumption about me? Why is it that when you choose to teach at inner city schools, that you walk in with a mindset that the students are going to be a certain way? You chose to be a teacher. Nobody made you do that. You chose it. I want to teach kids. I want to affect change. But a lot of what we do is not the healing work of teaching. We oppress our students and we make them sick. We make them sick by having low expectations for certain ones. They tell you all the time, high expectations for all kids. Sometimes it's hard, y'all. It's hard sometimes to have high expectations. It's not easy. When you get them test scores back, you be like, Lord have mercy. I done taught this 15 times. They still don't get it. I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? This is stressing me out. You lose sleep. But you show up every day. Every day is a new day. Okay? When you show up to work, a kid might have made you mad the day before. They might have disrespected you. You got to let that go. You're going to hold it over their head the whole year, and now you're going to tamper with their grades because you just don't like them because they said that you was fat or something? Probably in response to a microaggression that you did towards them that you didn't even realize that you did because it's so ingrained in who you are, you don't even recognize it, and the kid actually called you out on it. But you walking in with a chip on your shoulder every day. I'm going to show him the day. I have the power of the pen. You're damaging. We do not come into this profession to cause harm to children. But like I said in that quote earlier, sometimes schools can be a place of healing or a place of trauma. You have to choose the role that you are going to play as an educator. Do not sit in a room with your colleagues and listen to them talk about children like a dog. That's what I mean by adopting a deficit mindset. You listen to it long enough, you'll get it. You rub against somebody with chickenpox, eventually you're going to get chickenpox. It's the same thing. Don't do it. You also need to do research. Well, let me get into that. Answer this question here. Okay. Now, check your own biases. I already hit that already. Check your biases. Listen to me. Check your biases. If something makes you feel uncomfortable, you have to do the self-work to figure out why that is. If something that I said today about implicit bias and racism did something to you, made you feel away, sit with that. Why do I feel this way? Reflect on what you have said and what you have done. And make it right. Create a classroom environment where all students feel safe. If every time you see me, you think that I'm a bad student, I'm not going to perform in your class. I don't feel safe. Safety for all. Remember who you were when you were that age. We get mad at administrators all the time. They were just a teacher not too long ago. Somebody just got promoted 3 months ago. They forgot that fast. Then you were just a teacher 5 minutes ago. You forgot that fast? We get mad at admin all the time. You do the same thing as a teacher. You were a teenager once. You were in middle school too. Try to see yourself within the students. Equity and equality is important. Have high expectations for all students. You're going to hear that all day. Tap into students' funds of knowledge. Every student walks in the door with something. They bring something from their culture. They bring something to you. Tap into that and use it to your advantage. If you can't reach them, find somebody else who can. Make connections with students and their family. The only time you talk to a family should not be because they're failing. Become familiar with wraparound services. CCSD has so many wraparound services, it's not even funny. Use them. Call the social worker. Do your research. Literally ask students who they are and what they want. If you ask them, they're going to tell you. It will save you a lot of headaches. Okay? Any questions? Y'all been quiet. Yes.
What do you do when it's another teacher telling you? So I've taught at long-term sub at Cheyenne High School.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
It is my neighborhood where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
South Central LA, then North Allstate.
Uh-huh.
I walk in, big boobs,
Uh-huh.
talking ghetto Spanish, and I've been told, you know, you're not talking to them in a professional manner.
You really want to know my answer?
So, but what do you do? Like, I have a good connection with my students. My students respect me. I have all that, you know, going on in my classroom. But when another professional comes in, they're like, you're not being professional.
Tell them to mind their business. Because I'm going to tell you what, you have what they don't have. You have tapped into a fund of knowledge. You are able to make a cultural connection with your kids. Do your kids respect you? So you have more weight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why would you give that up? For what? The problem with a lot of kids, especially with high school, golly, ooh, they get on my nerves. Ooh, we trying to have a conversation here. When kids respect you and they know that they can see themselves in you and you can see yourselves in them, that's worth your weight in gold. Forget them. That's a part of resistance. That's a part of bucking against a system that is inherently racist. What is professional language? What is it? Uh-huh. What makes it so professional? Nothing. What does your data say? Are your kids passing? There you go. The data don't lie. It doesn't lie. If they can't say nothing about your kids passing, if you ain't writing up kids every day, don't worry about it. Do not let people force you into a system that you are not meant to fit in. And don't force your kids to adopt to a system that does not benefit them. If you have to degrade yourself in order to fit into a system, you don't belong there. So you either take me as I am or leave me alone. You hear what I'm saying? I'm not going to change who I am. I bring who I am to the table and my kids respond. If they're giving you a positive response, that's all that matters. Don't let them people drag you down. Tell them to mind their business. They should learn something. Anybody else?
You said when you can't be the person to help, find someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So who would...
See, you got to listen to conversations, right? You got to listen. You always got to be on alert. Usually you'll hear kids say, oh, I like Miss this, I like Mr. that. Use them. Use another student. If there's a student that get along with that's in one of your classes and you know they're friends or something, like, hey, talk to your friend. You know what I'm saying? Use the agency that you have. Use what you got. If there's a social worker or a trusted adult, say, hey, can you talk to them? I'm having a little bit of struggle with them in my class. Can you talk to them for me? And see what happens. Anybody else? Y'all good? Y'all scared? Y'all okay? Yes.
One of the answers that you got is don't police tone or
Oh, don't tone police me.
Yeah, I have it in my school, and I was just like, how do you approach that for your students or something?
What do you mean? Explain it further.
Like the teachers would be like telling the students, quiet down, quiet down. I don't know if that's how I'm interpreting.
So what we mean by tone police and what the students were, I keep touching this microphone, I'm sorry. What they mean is like when I'm talking, you're talking too loud. You're yelling. I'm not yelling, I'm just expressing myself. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you loud. That doesn't mean I'm angry. So I don't like the way you're talking to me, you're being aggressive. How am I being aggressive? I'm just talking to you. I'll give you an example. One day, my uncle worked at the same school I worked at Western. And we were talking about something. We were like in the back by the mailboxes. We was talking, we was loud. It sounded like, to some people it sounded like we were arguing, but we weren't. And we were just going back and forth. We were just going. And the principal was like, why are you guys arguing? And we both looked at her and we were like, we're not arguing, we're just talking. That's tone policing. We just talking. First of all, I'm not gonna yell at my uncle. He's my uncle. I ain't gonna get yelled at by my mama because I'm yelling at my uncle. That's disrespectful, right? But we were just talking. And I've had to happen with colleagues. We just talking and we laughing. We talking about something that happened in the school and then somebody came out, you guys arguing. First of all, why you all up in our business? Number one, and number two, no. They say, are you just arguing or are you talking? We're talking. It's cultural, right? Some people talk louder than others, and some people, you might feel disrespected because they don't talk. They're quiet. They may not say nothing. They may not make eye contact. Okay? For me, it's cultural. My husband is Nigerian. I feel like all they do is yell. I'm like, all y'all do is yelling. He's like, I'm not yelling. I'm Nigerian. I'm like, okay. So I asked him, I said, what do you think? He said, loud doesn't mean angry. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we mean by tone policing. Okay?
The next question is how do you, I guess, differentiate? Because sometimes, like, the kids are loud in the lunchroom, and I'm like, let them be, it's their lunch, but they want to tone them down.
But that's a matter of rules, right? But you also have to understand that kids gonna be kids. Let them be kids. I see what you're saying. That's just a matter of rules. Just kind of tread it. Or just say, you know what, I'm monitoring the situation. I got it. And they might just leave you alone.